Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening and good morning, wherever you are. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah.
Am I loud and clear, guys? I'll just share my screen so that we can start straight away. And for introductive purposes, my name is HABIBU. Let me just mute everyone here so that we can have conscious here. I'll just mute everyone so that we can be able to hear everything that is going on, or that will be shared.
Yeah.
If you have any issue, something audible issues, just raise your hand, and then I'll be able to unmute you and put up your point. I hope that's clear.
It's me. I have a question.
Someone has a lot of background noise. Can you work on it, please? I think it's Kalema. Okay, I'll just share my screen so that you can start right away. This one, yes. Are you seeing my screen, guys? The network is not so good. I don't know if it's mine or yours, guys. Okay. My name is Habib Kizito, and we are going to go through a presentation about trading. It is not purely on Royal Q, but it is via trading. So I'm just giving the guidelines beside trading with a robot. So we are going to look at something we call a trading plan. Are we together, guys? Yeah, so a trading plan, I would simply say it is a guideline that stipulates you, that helps you, that guides you to a successful trade or to make profitable trades. That's what we call a trading plan. But a trading plan has a number of things that encompasses it. It's not just the word. There are many things. But for today, we shall only look at two things that make up a trading plan. There are many, but I will just pick out two for today, just for purposes of time, so that we can at least take a little, but convinced, and we are at par with it. So the thing is, trading plan. I've told you a trading plan is a strategy, is a plan, is a guideline. These are rules, they are principles that we use to guide us when we are doing a trade. And one of the things that make up a trading plan that we're going to look up today is a trading strategy. Are we together, guys?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. So if you want to have a profitable or a successful trade, you must have a strategy. That is one. Those of you or all of us who are using TradingView, we are always asking for, what is your strategy? Give me your strategy. What is the strategy? Show me your strategy. But what is the benefit of a strategy? What are the characteristics of a good strategy? So I'll not go deep in how to use RoyoQ, but I'm giving you the general rules that you can use to make profitable trades. Because you may be having a strategy, but you don't know why you're not making profits. You have a strategy, yes, but it's not working. So how do you know that my strategy is working or no? These are the things I have to look at. Before I go into a trade, is my strategy tested? Did I try my strategy before? From where do you get the strategy? These are the things I'm going to look at. So one of the characteristics of a good strategy, one, it should be profitable. It should be profitable. I think I need to mute someone here. All right. So I'm saying that a strategy is one of the elements of a trading plan. If you have a good strategy, one of the characteristics of a good strategy is it should be profitable. How do you know that your strategy is profitable? That is one thing you have to ask yourself. One, you should try this strategy at least more than 6 or 10 times on a trade, on different trades. So one of the things to try to test that your strategy is working is try it on at least 10 trades, 10 different trades. Don't just trade with a strategy because HABIBU gave you a strategy and you use it. No, you must have a strategy of your own. You get the point? So in the beginning, we all make mistakes. I think most of you have heard about the 90-90 rule, trading rule. What does this mean? This 90 means 90 of the new traders lose 90% of their capital in the first 90 days of when they started trading. That's one of the rules. That's an international rule. And I'm sure most of us have gone through it. Or we have fallen victims of this rule. 90% of the new traders lose 90% of their capital in their first 90 days. That is the rule. Why? One, we don't know what we are doing. Two, we are excited. Three, we want to get rich very fast. So because of all those many reasons, we fall into this trap. And we have all been there. We have all lost money in trading. But that's not the end. You have to keep going. So that's when you start to improve that, hey, I've made this kind of mistake. I made this, I like this one. Then you start to improve your trades after falling a victim of this. In the beginning, it's easy, very easy. So I've told you that in your trading plan, you must have a strategy. And what are the characteristics of a good strategy? One, it must be tested. It must be profitable, and you have tried it at least on 10 trades, or even 25 trades. You can go as many as you want, but at least should be more than 5 trades. And you see how it works. That is one of the characteristics of a good strategy. Another characteristic of a good strategy, too, it should be defensive. It should be defensive. I've seen most of you trading with RoyoQ, and in the first 3-4 margin calls, you're out of money. That's one of the reasons, because your strategy is not defensive. You put all your money in the market in the beginning or in the first margin calls, and then in the end, you have nothing to use. So your strategy should be defensive. It should protect you. That is why we say expose 20% of your capital. It was not by mistake that they said expose 20% of your capital. No, they knew that you need the defense. You need this money later. 20% of your capital should be exposed. So all these things are not by mistake. They are not by mistake that they were made like that. of your capital. Okay. So your strategy should be defensive. You should know how to juggle between the margin calls and the wholesale, these first four margin calls. That's where the game is. You get the point? Another catalyst of a good strategy, it should be flexible. What do I mean? Your strategy should be flexible. One, it should be able to give you profits. It should be able to defend you when the market goes against you. That is being defensive. It should be able to bring you more profits, even in the sub-bin mode when the coin goes down. So it should be all around. For example, if they can share a coin and it's just the uptrend, it's going. Your strategy should be able to fit there. When the coin is going up, it should directly go with the coin and give you at least your profits as you want it. If the coin goes against you, your strategy should be able to protect you, because you may enter trade and you sleep and you wake up in the morning, the trade went against you and have nothing. All the money has gone in the floating loss. So your strategy should be defensive. So when you're setting it, balance between defensive and profits. It should not be one-sided. I just want profits. You export all your money. Oh, no, I should be defensive. And the robot is not picking the margin calls. So it should be in between there, not too big and not too small. But again, it can give you at least some money a day. Those are some of the things you can consider when you're making your strategy. I said again, your strategy should be tested. This is very, very, very important. This is very, very, very important. Don't stick on one strategy. No, you can have a strategy. You keep on adjusting it. Where you see a mistake, you adjust. For example, I'll give an example. If your robot is running, it has finished picking up the first four margin calls, and it's going to pick the fifth margin call, and you see that the fifth margin call has been picked so fast. In the next trade, you may opt to extend it a bit down, as in to widen it. That's what I mean. If it was 1%, you can make it 1.5 to see in the next trade. So it will see that it will not pick it very fast, and it will give you the money in the first four margin calls. So you have to test this strategy as many times as possible. It may fail to work on one trade, but again it works, and it works perfectly on the next trade. Doesn't mean it's bad. All strategies are good, but have you tested it by yourself? That is very, very important. So for those who have just joined, my name is Habib, and we are looking at something called a trading plan. I said a trading plan has many components or aspects, and today we are only going to look at two aspects, and one of them is the trading strategy. A trading strategy is one of the elements that are found in the trading plan. And I said that a trading strategy must have good characteristics, which I've been explaining, as you can see. One, it should be profitable. And number two, it should be defensive. That is why they say expose 20% of your capital. That is intended. It is not by mistake. Number three, it should be flexible and it should be tested. You should test this strategy by yourself. Another characteristic is you should not copy strategies. You should not copy strategies. Everyone has his own strategy. Why? Everyone has his own understanding. And two, we have different amounts of capital. So the amount of capital I'll use when I'm trading with 1,000, the strategy I use when I'm trading with 1,000, it's not the same strategy I use when I'm trading 500. And the one with 200 a different strategy. So these strategies differ according to your capital. You get the point? So this should not be, okay, I have this amount of capital. What is the strategy should I use? How many coins should I trade with this amount of capital? Those are things you have to look at when you're making your strategy. you should consider these things as very, very important. Don't just copy strategies from anyone. No, come up with your strategy. You make mistakes in the beginning, then you improve in the second trade, you improve in the third trade. You will see that your strategy is improving day by day if you make it by yourself. Try as much as you can to see that at least you come up with your own strategy. You may have one strategy which is standard. Stay with that one. You may have a strategy which is a bit flexible and a bit defensive, 50-50. Very good, but it should be your own strategy so that you can understand how your robot works. This will help you to have a streamline, or you to have a guideline of what you're following when you're doing your trades. So it is very, very important to have your own strategy. Get the point. So another point, another element, let me say, that makes up the trading plan. This was number one. So number two, we shall have the targets and objectives. So here comes the question. Why are you trading? Why are you using the robot? That should come into your mind that, okay, I have 1,000, I have 400, I have 300. I activate my robot, but why am I trading? Many of us don't know why we are trading. I'm trading because my friend invited me. I'm trading because my sister gave me $200 and told me join. I'm trading because I'm idle, I have no job. I'm trading. So there are many reasons we are trading, but what is your instance of trading? That should be, what are your targets? What do you want to get out of this trading? I would say someone is trading for fun. They are there. He has the money. The robot is active. He just puts a trade, even without a signal, even without any technical analysis. He goes into a trade because he's just doing it for fun. They are there. You have someone who is trading to get school fees for maybe a university, or to go for a bachelor's degree, or to further education, or to go to Europe. Anything is possible. That is his objective. Someone is trading to buy a car. That's another objective. Someone is trading to grow his account. I would say that I have $500 and I want to have 10,000 by the end of this year. That's an objective. So when you're setting these objectives, there should be what we call short-term objectives. Short-term objectives. So what are short-term objectives? These are objectives that we can set within a short period of time. For example, my objective is to make $20 a day. That is a short-term objective. But in the end, it will be a long-term. If I'm making $20 a day, which means in the next 30 days, I'll have 600. So that 600 becomes a long-term. So it is these short-term objectives that will take you to the big objectives, or to the long-term objectives. You get the point. So I think we are together there. I want you to get this thing in your mind. Because before you trade, you must have objective. Why are you trading? Why should I enter this trade? How much do I want from this trade? What do I want at the end of the month? What is my objective in the next 6 months? Those of you who have done some interview, they ask you, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? They want to see your objectives. They want to see your goal. I want to see myself as the manager of the company. So the same mindset should be brought here. Now this is your own company. Royal Q is your own company. You're self-employed. So no one's going to say for you the objectives. No one's going to ask you what are your objectives. They should be in your mind. They should be documented. You should have these things documented. There are many things you shall look at as time goes on. If I get another chance to explain to you how these things work, you will have to understand a lot of things before you go into a trade. Because we have Royal Q is a job. It is our job that employs all of us. We are all engaged and we are all earning from it. But again, how are you supposed to be self-motivated? How are you supposed to guide yourself? How are you supposed to trade? We all know how to put the coin, how to put the preset, put the margin calls, but are we doing the right thing? So in these short-term objectives, they will guide you to the long-term objectives. I told you someone may be trading to go for high education. So which means he will start by making daily profits, daily targets, monthly objectives, monthly targets, and at the end of the year, he would have got the money to go for the higher education. That is, if the trades are good and everything's good. So you should not worry about that, but you should have an ambition. You should have a goal. This will push you. This will give you determination. It will encourage you to work hard, to be cautious of your trades. It will help you to be mindful of your money. They told me to expose 20%. Why am I putting all my money in the first buying amount? Why am I putting my money here? So it will give you conscious in your mind before you enter a trade, because you have something you're working for. If this robot takes your money for the next 2 months, you're not earning even a sub more, then your objective will be doomed. So you should have long-term, short-term objectives, as I said, short-term objectives and long-term objectives or goals. That's the same thing. So in the long run, I would say, may I have $1,000, but I want to have 10,000 by the end of the month, by the end of the year. That is my goal. So, but I cannot just jump from 1,000 to $10,000. No. So which means I have to go through 1,100 or 1,100 to 9,900. Then I'll cross to 10,000. So the long-term objective here is the $10,000, from 1,000 to 10,000. So all these things should be streamlined. Without them being in your objective, without them being written down, you will not achieve them, because you just be trading. If you make a loss, you don't care. You're just moving around. It's okay. No, it's no problem. No problem. Let it go. You get the point. So what are your objectives? Okay. Number 3, we shall look at something called account growth. Account growth. I mean your account. That is your Binance account or your exchange account. So here comes the question. How do you intend to grow your account? You have 200, you have $300, you have $500, you have $600. How do you intend? Let me check if there's any query or something. So let me know. I will unmute you so that I can hear if everything's okay. Just unmute yourself and say we are fine, so that we can go ahead.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Everything's okay, guys?
For me, I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Okay. I'll put you back in hibernation for a second. Okay. We are looking at something. How do you intend to grow your account? When you're trading Royal Q, they told us, oh, there's an option of inviting people. That is the initial, inviting new people. Inviting new people to join. That is one way you can grow your account. So you don't have to think anywhere else. That is you already have, as long as your robot is active, this is one way you can grow your account. If you bring 4 people times $120, you have already how much? 800, right? This is for whatever. So you have the money already with you, which means you've added some money on your account. You don't have to think anywhere else. So this should be under your objectives. How do you, okay, I'm activating my robot now, but how am I going to develop this account? I have $200. How much do I want to have to be comfortable? No money is enough, but at least how much do I need to have by the end of this month, by the end of the next 3 months? These are things you should have in your mind before you go any further into trading. They will help you to understand and to be in the line where you streamline yourself, to not to go away from your targets. So inviting people in Royal Queue is one of the ways we grow our accounts. You can see those with the V5, the V4s, the V3s, how they make money. They have huge accounts. Number two, you may decide to get some income from other earnings or from other source of income. So money from other sources. You have your border, you have your side business, and you assume that every day at least I'll get $20. That is around 30,000. I'll convert into USDT and I put on my Binance and I trade every day. That is my target. So how, if you leave alone the profits you're making here, just add there the money, don't remove. Make this your saving scheme or your saving account. Make your Binance and your saving account. Don't withdraw money from there. That's the only way you're going to grow your account. You had $200, you made $15 yesterday, and you withdraw 50. Then you're moving backward. Make sure that your trading capital is at least more than the activation amount of the robot. The robot is $120, 120. Why do you have capital of 100? It's like renting a shop of 400,000 and your capital is 50,000 inside. How are you going to raise the capital in the next few months? So try as much as you can, at least your capital to be beyond this amount. So getting money from other sources of income is one way you can boost your account. You get it? You make profits, you add money from other sources. You make profits, you add money from that. So in the next 6 months, whatever you're getting from other sources is centralized in one place. Believe me, you will see your account growing so fast. You will not even believe it. Just know that I'm not withdrawing this money at any cost. I will not remove it. The moment I buy the USD and it lands on my Binance, my Hobby, my Coinbase, I will not remove it. Just make that stick that in your head. I will not move it. Believe me, you will see your trades moving so fast. Remember, you have your plan. You have your strategy with you. You have your objective. Now you're developing your account. You're growing your account so fast. So tell me, how is your ROI going to be bad? How are trades going to be bad to you? You have good and smooth trades. So if you want to develop your account, that is one way. Another way is reinvesting. Reinvesting the profits. I made a mistake here. It's okay. No problem. So what do I mean here? What I mean is, for example, you went to do a trade and the deal was closed, the transaction was closed, and you made $5 in that trade as profits. In the next trade, absorb this $5 into the next trade. Find somewhere you can fix this money. You are in a trade and the robot picked this 5th, 6th, and 7th margin call plus the 8th. It paid you $2 here or 3. It paid you 4 here. You already have $7. Make sure before the robot comes back down, this money is already absorbed into these margin calls. Don't leave it there. It pays you the margin call. First, absorb, go back and adjust this margin call and put that money there. The next time it picks this margin call, that money is already there. Don't leave it to be wasted. This is what I mean here. Reinvest the profits. Make the money work. Don't wait for the trade to be closed until you get your first buying amount profit, the 2%, whatever, the 3%. Don't wait. If the robot goes up to margin call number 8, it pays it, put that profit back to that margin call, so that if it comes back, it will find that money there. And do it as much as you can. That is why we advise you to trade only 2 or 3 coins, or maximum 1 or 2, 3, maximum. Why? You can easily know where the trade came from and how much you've made. But if you have more than 4 or 5 coins, you cannot concentrate. You don't know where to put this money. because you're not focused. You have one coin, you have another, this one giving you stress, this one is not coming, this one is stuck. So you get confused. What should I do? Okay, but if you have one coin, you can easily know, okay, it has sold. How much? $3. Let me absorb it back. You just, within a second, the money is back. By the time the robot picks that margin call, the old money is there now, which means it will give you more in the next trade, in the next sell. So these are some of the things you need to understand. As I told you, I'll not go deep into the Royal Q system and strategies, but I'll just give you the guidelines of how to make profitable trades. It is more important than going to trade and make a loss when you don't know what you're going to do. So briefly, I'll go through these 3 items, and that will be the end of today, unless you have any question. One, I said, you must have a trading plan. This is the main heading. And what are the topics? What are the aspects? One, you should have a strategy. I think your strategy should have, you should test your strategy at least 10 or 12, so more than 10 trades to see that it's working properly. It should be defensive. That is why they say expose 20% of your capital. It should be flexible. It should not be too conservative. If you go to the strategies of Royal Q, there is one we call radical, there is one we call conservative. These are all different names, but they have different trading strategies. So you can decide to be one, you can decide to be conservative, you can decide to be radical, anything is okay. And you should not copy trades. Don't copy trades from other people. Come up with your own trades. Make mistakes in the beginning, they will make you be a better person. That is why it is always good you start with the little you have. By the time you accumulate more capital, you know what you to do. Some of us traded $100 for 2 months, $100, still learning. I say, why should I put money there? Let me start with 100. Mr. Dew is one of the, he can be a witness of that. 2 months learning, no rush. You get the point. So you need to be calm. First, get the knowledge, get the skill. Don't put all your, even if you have 10,000, without knowledge, it will all go. Even if you have $10,000, without skill, you will end up a day without $1. I'm telling you, this is the fact. So these things that I'm telling you are the core or the basis of trading. Number 2, I said you must have a strategy. I mean targets and objectives. Why are you trading? What do you want to achieve in trading? You should have these objectives, both long-term and short-term objectives. These will help you. This will give you determination and encouragement and force to see that you focus on what you're doing. And number 3, we said, how do you intend to grow your account? And I'll give you the 3 options. One, in Royal Q, we can invite people. That is good. You can accumulate more money by inviting new members. Number 2, you can get money from other sources of income. I gave an example. If you have a border somewhere or a mudala for chapati, you can get the small profit you get from there, put it back in Royal Q or in your exchanger. Reinvest it here in Binance. Let Binance be your core, or let it be your saving scheme where all your profit and money is, because you are sure there's no loss here. Even if the money is gone for 1 month, it will come back in a coin. You get back that money. Than borrowing it someone. I'm not saying borrowing is bad, but the moment you have money there at your exposure in your pocket, it is easy to give it someone who has cried for you with a problem. Very easy. So you should have this kind of guidelines with you. And number 3, you can reinvest the profits. And I said, if you have if your coin, your robot has paid you margin call number 8 as it's coming up, and you get your $4, make sure before the robot picks back this margin call, this $4 is absorbed here already. Even if it is $1, put it back. You may get 1.5 in the next trade. You don't know what the robot, because this robot, no one knows how it calculates. No one knows. That I'll be realistic. We say they give me 2%, give me 3%, but you get something different. So just add this one here. You may end up with the $4 the next trade, and you don't know. I made the $4 with just I added 2, but I made 4. So just make sure the money is at work. Don't let the money be an idle in your robot. No, make it work. Okay, unless someone has a question. Let me unmute you guys so that we can have a chat. Or yes, tell me. Anyone with a question? Mr. Frank Mwanguzi.
So what I would like to ask,
Yes, please.
what I don't understand is how to reinvest the profits. How do we reinvest?
How to reinvest? Okay.
Yeah.
Any other question? This is Mwanguzi.
No.
Okay, Mr. Mwanguzi, I'll give an example. If you set your trade and it buys up to, let me say you put 8 margin calls, right?
Yeah.
Then it buys margin call number 8. Because when it comes up, it will sell this margin call, which means you'll have margin call 8 sold. And you check in your Binance or in the report for the Royal Q that you made $3 or $4 from that margin call. So what you do, if that margin call had $10 or 15, whatever amount you put there, go back and add the money that the robot has given you, the $2, and add just in your settings. I think I need to do this practical. I'll give an example. Look here. The robot bought this margin call and took this money. On its way up, it pays this margin call, and I got $4. I'm giving an example. So the robot will rest on this margin call. So I'll make sure that these $4, I come back here. I will come back here where the money is, and I'll put maybe 21.4. So these are the $4 I'm talking about. The one I made when the robot was coming up. You get the point? So that if this robot comes back to pick this margin call, it will take now this money, not 21, because my first binary amount is 15. So I'm just assuming. So when the robot comes back to pick this margin call, it will take 21.4. So I'll not let this money be there idle. I'll absorb it there. You get the point? So if the robot again pays this margin call on its way up, which means these 2 margin calls have already been paid, these 2. I have my $7. I can fix the $7 here to the 13.7, and I wait. In case this robot comes back and pick this margin call, these $7 will be here already. But I said this is only possible if you're trading 1 to 2 coins. If you have more than 3 or 4, it will be difficult for you to know where to put this money, because you have 5 coins in the transaction. So where are you going to put? Which one do you think is going to pick the money next? You get the point? So to avoid this confusion, just trade 1 or 2 coins. So you can know which coin is doing better, which coin is moving so fast. That's it. Have you got the point, Mr. Mwanguzi?
Yes.
Yeah, so just absorb back the money here. Which margin call has been sold, just adjust it from the settings and put that money there again, so that the robot can pick it again the next pickup. One of the things I say that your robot should be defensive and tested, and you should have a reason why you have that strategy. Now look at this strategy. You may ask, why am I using this strategy? Oh, why do I have this strategy? Okay, it came by coincidence. You can see that this robot picked here at a shorter distance. At a drop of 0.3, it was peaking. So I made sure that I widen this margin call at least to make it rest a bit as it goes down. But someone may have another option, as you all do. You get it? But you must be able to defend your strategy. Why are you using that strategy? That's the point I'm trying to make. I've given my point here, that because I made it so small here, I had to expand the 5th margin call to 2.5. So you can have anything. If I test it 2 times and it doesn't work properly, I'll make another one. So you have to keep on checking your strategy. Is it working? That's what I said. You must test it. Is it giving you profits? Is it defensive? Is it flexible? It is giving profits at the same time it is defensive. So in this strategy, you can see that my intention is the robot to take this money only. This is the explanation of this strategy. Even if it takes only this one and it goes up, I don't care. That's enough. I'll not fight for it. As long as these 4 margin calls are picked, I'm fine. Even if it doesn't pick these 2, it's okay. I'll let it go and I wait for the next trade. Why? I may absorb this money here and the coin comes back down and the money is already up. So these are the things I'm talking about. You must have a strategy, defend it, explain it, be convinced that this strategy is okay with me. If it doesn't work, keep on adjusting it. You find something better. Any other question, guys? Sharif, yes, please.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Me, I'm just appreciating for sharing us with this opportunity to know the basics of our business we are running.
Great, great, great.
Yeah, because without foundation, the roof cannot stand.
Exactly. These are the reasons people are not making profits. They have the money, they have the capital, but they don't have the core basis. So that's why we're trying to put up this kind of
Secondly,
mindset.
I want to share this.
Sure.
I've experienced 2 seasons. One time I was having little capital, and I would wish if all my dreams were saying that what if I have a lot of capital, I would do more profits. Then time reached, I got some good capital, but still I lacked some information, but still profits would not come the way I wanted them. That means it's not about the amount of capital you have, but it's about the knowledge you have.
Definitely. Even if you have $10,000.
Then capital comes as a second issue, but first, knowledge.
Sure, sure, sure.
Thank you.
That was bad for you. May God bless you and give you more capital.
Amen.
Okay, guys, any other question? The points are there. If you need any clarification in any of them, just let me know. I'll go back to it. No issues.
Sorry, a minute. Then on your first trade, is it trading strategy? Yeah, the first one. Sure. You wrote something, you should copy strategies, and I heard you saying you should not.
Sorry. Strategies. Yeah. Thanks for the correction. You should not copy strategies. Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Madam Harriet, any? I see you online here.
Yes, Mukulu HABIBU, leader HABIBU, blessed HABIBU.
Right.
I'm here. I just want to appreciate you sharing such good information for each and every one of us. In fact, I request that those slides, those bullets that you have shared, please take a screenshot and share them in the group, in the WhatsApp group. We shall need them. Friends, as Sharif has said, yes, you might be having capital, but when you lack the knowledge, you will mess each and everything. In fact, to me, I feel it is okay when someone starts with a small capital. When you start with a small capital, it gives you a chance to practice here and there, make the mistakes here and there with that small capital as you are learning, because as you are practicing again and again and again, you are learning. By the time you have good capital, you know all the corners of juggling around with what we are doing. You know all the tactics, you know all the do's and don'ts. You may not perfect all of them, but at least you are somewhere. At least you are somewhere, and at the end of the day, you are going to see money coming your way. Attending trainings is something which is very, very important. Very, very important. Let me tell you, let's look at the footballers. Footballers can be champions, and then they say this one is a champion. When this one is in the field, everything, those people, they keep on practicing and practicing and practicing and practicing. Now, the same way in doing a business, like our business, What you learn, practice. What you learn, practice. What you learn, practice. Before you know it, when you practice more and more and more, you are going to become perfect. I'm not the speaker for the day. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I've learned a lot and I loved it. Thank you, Leader Habib.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Brett. So I will just summarize the thing in 1 or 2 words. 1, in your trading strategy, I'll just mute you guys again. 1, I'll just summarize the thing into something very small. In your trading strategy, if you don't have something called trading a pumping coin, don't go for it. Let it find you in that same coin. Let it pump, give you 16% and get out. Even if the coin is pumping and you really want to trade it, go in with your strategy. That's it. Or you can have some spare money aside. Okay, this 200 is if the coin is pumping, I cannot control it. Or whenever I see a coin pumping, I feel like I want to jump in. Have some spare money there with you, like 200 or 100. Just expose that one to that coin. Because no one knows the pumping coin when to come down. It can jump 10 steps down. We call them pips. It can jump 10 pips or 100 pips down. And you get into a floating loss and never come back. So if you know in your trading strategy, you don't have that strategy of trading a pumping coin, don't go for it. Most of us have fallen victims of this. It gives you quick money, but it can arrest you for 6 months without trading. And without practice, just like Madam Harriet said, you know, practice, you forget everything because you're not practicing. Some people don't know that RoyalQ has updated the version, or we have a new version. Why? They are not trading. The reason is the coins were pumping and they went down with them. So my humble request and my advice to everyone, stick to your strategy. Even if the coin is going upwards, even if the coin is going, just stick to your strategy. Let it give you $10, let it give you $3, get to $2, but with your strategy, you will come to understand and appreciate it. And you'll be able to modify it. If you see that it's not making good profits, you'll be able to modify it, but still trade with that strategy. Don't go away from it. Just keep improving it, keep improving it, keep improving it. With the time, you come up with a very, very, very good strategy. That's my last statement, unless someone has something else. Yeah. I just wish you a blessed night, and thanks for attending this call. I remain Habib. Bye-bye, everyone.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Leader, and good night, everyone.
Okay, good night, Madam Harriet.